just wanted to talk about guidance, counseling, advice, um, readings, services. People, what do they do? Retreats, yoga classes, meditation classes, Reiki. What does all this do? To me, when you get into crystals, herbs, oils, different types of readers and psychics and mediums and channelers and so on and so forth. All of it is a toolkit. You don't need anything. I call it spiritual shopping. And so we tend to, you get into the new age movement, and you get into the stuff that's online now, the angels and the ETs and all these different types of, I guess, dialogue, okay, or interesting information that's out there, right? But what is it actually doing? Because it is on the outside of us, right? Like it's a lot of stuff that's I keep talking about this mirror reflection or this feedback loop that we have. And so the reason I do the work that I do is that all I am is an example. I'm not even spiritual. I deal with a lot of spiritual people because I can speak to speak and talk to talk, but your higher self, God, source, is not spiritual at all. It just is. And so when we understand, when we're looking at sitting with a reader, sitting if you're going through a loss of a loved one, then you get into the mediumship stuff. But if you're stuck or looking for guidance, all I am is basically a jacked up intuitive that basically has a little bit more of a broader perspective when I deal with anything than when somebody comes to me, because I'll deal with, say, a realtor. And so I'll give them advice on certain houses or different types of properties and so on and so forth. And I'm just feeling it, and it's just basically my interpretation. Now then they take that information as me being an advisor, right? That's why even back in the day, kings had spiritual advisors. I think I just read this, and I don't even want to say the guy's name, but in World War II or in the World Wars, Hitler actually had an advisor that was a psychic medium. I think I just saw this come up on one of the Facebook posts, and it was very interesting because wow, this guy actually had, I guess, insecurities, obviously, of what was going to be the outcome and so on and so forth, even though he was a tyrant and a maniac and so on and so forth. But when you're trying to build your kingdom, or your abundance, or your wealth, and your relationships and your life, or better your life, and that type of a thing, there's nothing wrong with looking for a little bit of, I guess, guidance, right? And that's all I am really, is that I help and facilitate the way to see clearly. So like I say to people when I have them on the table, I don't heal anybody. I just help clear the energies that they've been accumulating over time in order for them to see. So I call it more or less like spiritual Windex. And so when you're going to a Reiki person or a person that gives you different types of readings and clearings and so on and so forth, you can go to a shaman. You can even do retreats where you're getting to ayahuasca and these different types of herbal medicines, right? I suggest a lot of people just do it on your own, where you just go outside and clear your energy on your own. And then you will start to see and feel clarity, and so you can make those proper informed decisions. So sitting with me will never ever fix your life. It's all for entertainment purposes. But when we look at a technique, when I put somebody on the table, yes, there is the Reiki going on, but I do work with different types of sports medicine devices, medical devices too as well, which is basically a frequency that runs through the body. And to explain that a little bit more, I put up some advertisements based on some of the equipment I'm using, such as Rife, which is basically William Rife, back in the 40s, had come up with or invented different frequencies will actually affect the body in different ways, such as a detoxing. With a parasite, will actually kill a parasite within the body if you put it under a certain frequency. Different frequencies will elevate. You can get into hunt and kill programs or frequency programs within the scalar field, and then when I put you on the table, that is the base delivery system, and then you get into the Reiki component, and then because I have the biomat, that's also creating the grounding component to the session, and then we get into the scalar and Rife frequencies that run through the body. Now, this is over time. Now, in one session, is this going to, give you a wow factor? Some people do have different types of experiences. It's all, I say take it with a grain of salt, but over time, you will see an improvement. There's lots of testimonials on how frequency does affect the body. So a lot of that information is on my site. But just to get back to why you would do any type of session with anybody, the sessions are basically there to facilitate growth, for you to remember nothing outside of you. It's all inside of you. So all I am is an example, and that's why I put a lot of tricks and tips and videos, is that you may want to go that way and try it, because I've already gone down that road. So thanks for listening to me. I just figured I'd post that because I was getting a lot of people trying to question or understand, why do I use different types of things in my sessions? Well, all it is basically a delivery system, but also an amplifier in order to help and assist the person to wake up. Okay, hope that was helpful.